Okay, I literally just got done watching the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer, and let me tell you, it really is something. It is something. Like, it's one of those, like, weird things you just have to see to believe. It's like, I literally cannot muster up words to describe how weird it actually is. But I will get more into that later on. Now, let me just say, I'm not like one of the hugest Sonic the Hedgehog fans in the world. I'm sure you probably knew that by now. I haven't really played that many games except maybe Sonic Adventure 2, the Sonic Advance games on GBA, and Sonic Generations, but yeah, that's pretty much the amount of Sonic games that I've played. Honestly, I haven't really been into the blue blur all that much. I kind of think that it's just that, in a way, they don't necessarily interest me that much. Especially games like Sonic Boom and Sonic Lost World and Forces especially. Okay, I'm getting way too off track here. Let me jump up straight into the trailer right here. And no, by the way, this is not a joke. There is a Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out later this fall, released by Paramount Pictures in collaboration with Sega. And, seriously, it is just a weird anomaly that you have to see for yourself. But to give you the little gist of it, Paramount Pictures posted a GIF poster thing on Twitter that showcases Sonic's design in a silhouette. And the very first reaction I had was, what the hell? What is that? That's literally supposed to be Sonic the Hedgehog? I just basically said to myself, that can't be right. Like, there's just no way Sonic could actually look like that in the movies. Okay, honestly, I didn't expect them to go with his in-game design, since after all, his design has changed at least a few times over. You clearly see why classic Sonic and modern Sonic are completely different from each other. But, I gotta say, I was just a bit worrisome about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer at first, because when I came across this one image that actually shows off Sonic's face in the silhouette, which is based on the poster that I mentioned, I was like, oh shit, that might actually be a pretty accurate representation of what he'll look like in the movie. And thank fuck for the fact that the trailer itself proved me wrong. I mean, this isn't Sonic Boom, and it's certainly no modern Sonic, but, you know, you could do a hell of a lot worse. Need I remind you of the Woody Woodpecker movie, which, honest to God, literally looks like some kind of bootleg of another movie, which was made in Brazil. I'm not even kidding when I say that, by the way. This movie literally gave me Woody Woodpecker vibes. And when I say that, I mean literally, because if you take a look at Woody Woodpecker and Sonic side by side, you can see the similarities, except for the fact that, you know, they're completely different animals. But the look and feel of these movies, they just feel the same to me in so many ways. Like, I've had an extremely bad feeling that the Sonic the Hedgehog movie was actually going to end up just like the Woody Woodpecker movie. A pile of dog shit that I'm sure not too many people actually gave a shit about. At least Sonic the Hedgehog is popular, I'll say that much. Woody Woodpecker is only popular in Brazil, but I think I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself here. So, I want to talk about the positives of the trailer and describe exactly why I'm feeling a little bit more, you know, or should I say, less negative about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. First and foremost, Jim Carrey as Robotnik. You know, he may not really be the greatest actor in the world, and he certainly hasn't been in his prime as of lately, but I don't know, man. I feel like he could actually be perfect for this role, especially since he actually invents his own mannerisms for the character. I'm like, I don't expect him to be exactly the same as how he's supposed to be in the games. I mean, I'm completely aware of the fact that he's supposed to be this malicious dude who builds robots and captures animals and stuff, trying to kill Sonic the Hedgehog with all the machines he has at his disposal and whatnot. Like, what they did was kind of interesting with the character, because instead of him just, doing it for the hell of it, he actually gets hired by the military to take Sonic down. And I was like, okay, I think this might actually be pretty interesting. I mean, it may be the same exact scenario we've all seen before, time and time again, but I kind of like the idea. But how it's executed is a completely different issue in of itself, because if they're just doing it like, oh, the military's just going to have just going to take a backseat, which I believe might actually be a possibility considering the trailer, then I think it might just be a bit boring to me. Like, Dr. Robotnik just chasing around Sonic the Hedgehog the whole entire experience. I'm like, that shit can only keep me interested for so long, but honestly, I think with what Jim Carrey is doing with the character, I think it might actually be fun to watch. And now the second positive thing that I have are some of the scenes where Sonic is actually, like, running off at high speed. Like, the very first moment that you see where he, like, blows out all the electricity in that one shot. The whole Sonic Boom thing, which I think they're going for, considering that Sonic Boom is a thing. Oh, I'm sorry, not that Sonic Boom, the other Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. Yeah, that. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool to me. I mean, he is the fastest thing alive, and he's faster than the speed of light after all, so why not actually demonstrate that? We never really seen that in the games before, so yeah, I think that could be a whole lot more interesting. And I think some of the powers that Sonic has at his disposal with this ring that he uses to create a portal. Okay, that's kind of ridiculous to me, but what the hell did I expect from a Sonic the Hedgehog movie? These people literally just do whatever the hell they want. They've had stories about Shadow the Hedgehog wielding guns, and then they had some stupid shitty story about time travel and realistic Robotnik. Oh my god. Seriously, why the fuck did they go with that idea? But yeah. And I gotta say, Sonic the Hedgehog, well, like I said, they could have done so much worse, but I don't think he looks that bad, to be perfectly honest. Now, I'm not saying that I completely agree with the design, but as a live-action movie, I really don't feel like his in-game design would have worked that well. Yeah, a bit of a hot take here, by the way. Yeah, I generally don't really hate his in-film design, because I didn't really expect him to look like how he was in the games. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, this is exactly sort of like classic Sonic. I mean, despite the green eyes and the super spiky quills, yeah. Actually, no, scratch that. This is like a fusion between both classic Sonic and the Sonic Boom Sonic. It's apparently like they took the idea of both of those things and just fused the two together. So yeah, Sonic Boom and classic Sonic if they had a baby. You get, you get this. I'm sorry, every time I look at that picture of him just staring right at the camera, it makes me laugh my ass off. But it also makes me laugh my ass off to know that Sonic literally looks just like a fusion between Boom Sonic and Classic Sonic. But yeah, that's pretty much... those are the positives that I have for this movie. Now, the negatives... I'm not going to say that it will be a good movie because, come on now. Who the hell was expecting this to be a good movie? Even I'm not really that excited for it, but if I were to ever watch it, I would watch it out of curiosity. Now, besides giving me Woody Woodpecker vibes, which, oh my god, I can't stop thinking about Woody Woodpecker. Seriously, why the fuck did they make Woody Woodpecker in live action? Well, anyhow, I seriously feel like they could get a little bit lazy here by taking an easy route of having a generic plot where Dr. Robotnik wants to take over the world and kill Sonic, and Sonic's gotta stop him, which, to be fair, has been a thing since the early days of the Genesis games, but I want a little bit more out of this movie, you know? I just want to see, you know, a little bit more about why Dr. Robotnik wants to kill Sonic. Give a little bit of backstory about how he had this urge to destroy Sonic in the first place. I mean, not all of the games ever explain that. In fact, actually, none of the games explain that. Which completely baffles me, since I want to understand. I mean, there is the Sonic timeline thing that people have explained before. Something about Black Doom giving away the Chaos Emeralds, and Gerald Robotnik building a space colony, and then dying, oh my god, it's just so confusing. Yeah, I just kind of don't care about all that other extra lore shit, because by this point in time, Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 and all that other jazz, it's completely irrelevant to Sega. I mean, haven't you seen how basic the plots have gotten each and every fucking day? It's like Sonic Lost World, basic plot, where, you know, they have to stop a bad guy, plain and simple. Well, at least it isn't necessarily Dr. Eggman until the very end of it. Same thing with, like, you know, Sonic Generations, perhaps. That game had, like, no storyline, and yet the plot was just basic as all hell. Stop Robotnik. Well, at least it's revealed that Robotnik was pulling the strings of that plot. And then there came Sonic Forces, which, you know, the less I talk about that, the better. You all know how much of a disaster that turned out to be. But, yeah. I am just hoping that they don't end up going down this route where they take the Sonic Forces route and just do absolutely nothing with the characters whatsoever. I mean, I expect to see them do a whole lot with Dr. Robotnik, but here's what I'm also hoping. I seriously hope that they have Tails and Knuckles in this movie, because, call me crazy, but I'd actually love to see their in-film designs. If they actually plan on having, you know, Tails and Knuckles, though I think that might be an impossibility, since by this point in time, movie's pretty much almost done with production, and they just gotta add in all of the CGI and all that jazz. It's... ugh. Yeah. At least it's not actually, like, from my understanding, it's not trying to be, like, super fucking edgelord shit like Shadow the Hedgehog. But at the same time, it sort of goes the Sonic Forces route, where the plot is super simple despite the darker elements. Which I'm hoping isn't necessarily the case. I hope they actually try to do something interesting to, you know, make the movie as lighthearted as possible, while also having some drama in there as well. I can only hope. Only thing I can do is hope. But, yeah. Needless to say, from everything I've said, I'm not too negative about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I think that overall, it's just there. Like, nothing that a lot of people tend to pay attention to. It's just there. Like, that's it. I have nothing left to say. It's just a strange anomaly that exists. Yeah. So, that's my reaction to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer. I rambled on a little bit long about the whole trailer and all, but yeah, this was a completely unscripted video, and I apologize for repeating some statements here and there, so I'm gonna leave you guys off with a funny-ass little line that Sonic spews out.
Smells like body spray in an old ham sandwich.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I'll talk to you guys again, and I will catch you in another video. Till next time, this is Lunar Chris signing out.